bumping the tripod. No. Go inside. Alright, let me get a BC Rail and Southern Pacific going. Okay. Get Southern Pacific out of the yard. There we go. Get these guys somewhat speed matched. A little bit. Sorry, bud, I can't let you out because I have to go back to Trailer Town today. Go on. Get in. My cats are going shack wacky because I won't let them outside. That is because I have to go back to Trailer Town today. There, I gotta get that plugged in so I can see the chat. There, now I can see the chat. There, I think I gotta speed BC Rail up just a tad. So he doesn't bump anything. Because Southern Pacific is slowly catching up to him. Ooh, that coffee's good. A good coffee. Alright, I gotta fit my phone in such a way where... There we go. There, that'll work. I can pay attention to everything. Oh, I don't know if David's working today. Oh, wait. Until he messages me back. There we go. Oh, there. I can hear Southern Pacific's horn there a little bit. Okay, where is George? There, there's Lukey Dookie and Jimmy. Jimmy's in the house. What's going on, Jim? I gave David and George a message. I think David might be working, and George might be at the fire station. Lukey Dookie's in the house. We got Jimmy in the house. But yeah, I only got time for a shorter stream today. I gotta head back. I gotta head back to Trailer Town there. I got some stuff to do out there. I want to get there before, preferably before supper time. I tell you though, it is a beautiful day today here in Nova Scotia. It's nice. Not bad at all. Yesterday was kind of cool looking. There was lots of thunderstorms around the province yesterday, but it was really cool looking. It was almost like we were in the center, in the eye of the storm, because our little area out here was just like surrounded by a wall, a circle around us of thunderstorms. But when we looked above us, it was sunny. It was like sunny above us, but this wall of storm around us. So it all missed us, but it was really cool to see. Hey, what's going on, George? I'm trying to adjust the volume on my phone so I can just hear myself, but not enough to cause feedback. That way I know if my headset cuts out or not. I had a very quick stream last night. Someone really liked my Southern Pacific, so I thought I'd run it today, but I don't remember who it was. I remember last night, George, we were briefly talking about like the cost of buying model train stuff from the States. I took a gander at trains.com website, and as I thought, there is supposed to be no duties coming from the States. Now, I'm not sure what the tariff situation is, because you won't get dinged with those until it hits customs. If you're lucky enough that it slides through customs, awesome. But when you go to the checkout on trains.com, zero duties. You have to pay the taxes and stuff like that, of course, but... And eBay should know the rules, too. They should be keeping up on that. And even if eBay knows the rules, a lot of courier companies, they can be shady. Like FedEx, for example. I got nothing good to say about FedEx. Hey, Michael, how's it going there, buddy? It's going good. I wanted to get a a coffee stream in before I gotta head back down to Trailer Town. We gotta go down there for couple days and spend some time with my mom and stuff, and my girlfriend and her daughter. They're gone again for about 5 days. They went to Halifax to go see her father. So I'll be alternating 2 days here and 2 days down in Trailer Town, because I can't leave the cats for really any longer than 2 days. They'll go well, litter box, cat food, and they go shack wacky. They like to be outside. They're indoor cats. Oh, excuse me. Oh man, speaking of trucks, Michael, like my dream truck, ever since when I was a kid and I seen the movie Twister, has always been a Dodge Ram. It was about 2 years ago. The the one I really want, I want the Ram Classic Warlock with the Hemi, with the 5.7 Hemi. And I got approved for a used one 2 years ago. It was a nice one, but I ended up walking away because they wanted. Well, I understand what used cars, the interest rates higher, but they wanted 13% interest. So I walked away. I was like, yeah, man, unless you guys can get me a lot lower than that, no, that's not happening. I'd be truck broke. Yeah, I know that's crazy, George. It's so true. It is absolute bonkers. But yeah, unfortunately, my dream of having my Dodge Ram, it's not anywhere near the foreseeable future. But with that said, I have my nostalgic car. I have my old Cadillac. I love it. Very, very super happy with it. Oh yeah, Jim, it's crazy. Yeah, the interest rates here are wonky, and that's not abnormal for a used vehicle. Oh man, I'm happy you found a goodie there, Michael. I'm happy for you. Every summer, I used to rent a Dodge Ram, just just to enjoy, because I I love Dodge Rams. And but I didn't do it this summer because the even the price of rentals have gone through the roof. Every other summer, I could get a deal on one for it was about, yeah, $70 a day. Canadian dollars, by the way. Not Freedom Eagles. We're talking 70 maple syrups. So I'd rent one for the weekend. Me and the girls would have a lot of fun with it and stuff. And but no, the price of rentals went. Man, I can't get one for under 150 maple syrups now. So not doing that. Oh, welcome to the channel, Mark. Yeah, it is a pretty sweet layout. It's gonna be a work in progress for quite a while due to time constraints and everything like that. But I mean, it's put together enough to run a couple trains, and that was the short term goal with it. But it's slowly coming together. Yeah, speaking of that, Jim, I bought my Corolla, brand new in 2018, and my interest rate was 1.49% on a brand new car. Super low. And then they had some other perks going on too. So there was like, it was really like, so that was 1.49% over a 7-year loan. And they had another perk on where they had like $1,500 rebate on the new Corollas. So that basically canceled out the interest, because when I calculated that interest over 7 years, it was like 1,400 Canadian dollars, and I was like, well, holy crap, the rebate basically cancels out the interest. Who else do we got new? We have. I'm trying to pronounce your name there, bro. Uh, Anfield Road. What? Ugh, my eyes. I was looking at my little cell phone screen. Anfield Road layout. Is it okay if I just call you Anfield? But welcome to the channel. This layout. So little history on this layout. There's not really much history on it, but I didn't build it. I bought it off of a local retired carpenter, and him and his wife decided they were gonna sell their home, and then the new place that they're getting not gonna have the space for something like this, so they sold it to me, and it's a very well built, very over engineered, which I like about it, and it's modular. It goes together like a puzzle piece. And underneath it has all your brackets for all your wire management and everything. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet layout. So I had it for almost a year. No, it would be about a year now. I got it last August. And it's at a point where it's at right now. It's set up, good enough. It's got enough feeders for things to run smooth, and it can run a couple trains, and that was the goal. And I have no idea how to do scenery like grass and stuff like that, so that's like, it's going to be a long time down the road before I get to that point. I love the couplers from China, George. The ones that David orders for us. I got them all on my they're all on my Via rail coaches, my River Rossies, and I don't have any issues with them at all. Like none. I have quite a few coaches with those couplers, and freight cars. But they work. I mean, yeah, they're not metal, like like Hades, like we'd like them to have. But I don't have any. They work. They have. I mean, some in the hobby may not like this. They have plastic whiskers on them, but they're like I say, I haven't had them break. I got one in my hand now, but I mean, you're not really going to see it in the camera, right? Oh man, Michael, I love Saturns. I grew up with Saturns when I was younger, like when I was in my late teens and early 20s. When I was doing courier, I uh, I preferred Saturns. I would buy I'd buy back then you could buy a decent $500 car, and I would use them for delivery. Yep, I do. My main scale is HO. The N scale's not running at the moment because the track is so dirty. But yeah, man, if I could find a minty Saturn S series, I would definitely nab one up. But no, my nostalgia car I have a 1994 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham. So it's a new classic. I have it registered as an antique and all that good stuff, and I really enjoy it. It's pure nostalgia for me. There, I'm trying to get the little N scale going, but his track is... it's really not great track. I always have issue with the track. The track needs constant maintenance. As soon as I have more money, I'm going to get some Kato Unitrack for him. Unitrack needs way less maintenance than this stuff here. No, we got the plastic ones. No, my last Saturn I sold it to a friend of mine, and then she drove it for a couple years, and then she sold it, and it's still on the road, and that was a 2002 just a base model 2002 SL sedan. Oh, 91 Camaro, nice. Camaros are fun. I've never owned a Camaro or Trans Am, but a good buddy of mine, he has a 1988 Formula 350, and that's a fun car. I remember the day he got it. We all helped do so much work to it. When he got it, it was he bought it because it was well, number one, a good deal. It had zero rust on it. It was just you know, a rolling shell, no transmission, no engine. It was a previous project, but like I say, the thing was clean. Like there was no rot, and there was no rot where, you know, that generation of Camaros and Trans Ams like to go, as I'm sure you know about. And then yeah, he already had a motor and a manual transmission, so got the engine and the transmission put in. Car was drivable, and then eventually he got it all repainted, and he ordered the decals for it, had that all done, and you know, today the car, you know, it's definitely showroom material. Yeah, Kato's really big in the N scale. Yeah, they are. They're typically very like the same car, different front end and stuff like that. If my memory serves me correct, you know, they had different lights, different tail lights. They when I think of the Trans Am looks the Trans Am's always looked a bit more aggressive than the Camaros, like more mean looking. So it all came down to preference. I think if you wanted something with a little more aggressive look on it, then I guess you would go with the Trans Am. Oh, yeah, the Trans Am. Yeah. Actually, I gotta get a hold of my old buddy and see how the old Formula 350 is working. I know he didn't take it out last summer. He had no time. Work was too busy. But my nostalgia, 90s kid. I was born in '83, so I mean I don't remember much about the '80s. I started school I think in '88 or '89. But no, the big old Chevy land yachts. were my nostalgia. I had a couple Caprices there growing up, and they were great. I had one I had one other Cadillac, like just like the one I got now, but I only kept it for a year. See, then like every generation goes through this. Like back then, I never thought of keeping any because I never thought they would really be worth anything or sought after. But every generation goes through that, right? And but the one I got now, it's absolutely gorgeous. The older couple I bought it from, they stored it in the winter times and took really good care of it, and I do the same. I take super good care of it. Oh, hey, Shadow. Oh, yep. Yeah, yeah. Rapido makes a couple color schemes of the Amtrak E8s. I did have two, but I sold one because they're I think it was like last year because money was getting tight, and really the only thing of value I have are model trains, other than my Cadillac and my motorcycle. But I'm not selling those because it wasn't necessary. So I had a I had the silver Amtrak paint scheme, but I had to, like I say, I had to let a few things go because money was getting tight. Hello, Eugene. Oh, Mopars are nice, Mark. I never, uh, I never had the experience of driving like an old muscle car. I wish I had, but it just never happened. A '73 Caprice Classic. Oh, that'd be epic. Oh yeah, it's still pretty early in Cali. I'm on the east coast of Canada, province of Nova Scotia. They're big rich. Yeah, I remember in high school, the our our shop class teacher for mechanics, and he said he said in today's day of age, he said like the closest thing, because I mean by this time this was like 2001 2002, and by this time muscle cars were immensely going up in value. There was no way a teenager my age hit the headset for me. All right, so my little story I was starting. Yeah, the every now and again my headset cuts out. They're back on now. But oh yeah, so my story I was saying. So in in grade 11, this was about 2002, I think. Our our shop class teacher, so a mechanics teacher, said that by this time, muscle cars were crazily going up in value, and there was no realistic way a teenager my age was going to afford a muscle car. But he did say the closest thing we can get to a muscle car that's cheap are the police packages. So he said, find yourself. He's like, go to a police auction, find yourself an ex-police Interceptor Caprice Classic or a Ford Crown Victoria. He said for cheap, that's the closest thing you're going to get to the feel of a traditional rear-wheel drive V8 with some horsepower and torque to it. So that's what made me get a get a Caprice Police Interceptor. Mine was a 1992, my first one. Oh, it's okay, George. It's all good. I gotta turn my little fan on. You have a good one there, George. And I'll talk to you later. Well, man, it was like, for even my father, I remember my father telling me, he said back in the day, especially, the late 70s, like early 1980s, like, you could buy like a muscle car for pretty cheap. And, but then, my father even said then you weren't thinking that they would be worth what they're worth today. It's something every generation kind of goes through. He wishes he bought a bunch of them and kept them in storage, right? Well, that's the thing, right? Like, the C4 vets, so, you know, the 90s was still kind of it was still, the 90s, we were slowly coming out of the dark ages of horsepower. So, like, just my opinion, I think they were good for what they were, for what the 90s could offer. So, I mean, we'll take a 94 C4 Vet, for example, and I'm going to use it as an example because my Cadillac does have the C4 LT1 engine in it. I'm very familiar with these engines. So I mean, we're 1994. We got the C4 Vet, we got the LT1 pushing I think it was 325 horsepower. And for 1994, not horrible. I mean, by today's standards, that's not much. But I mean, we were getting there, right? And so let me think. In 1994, I think and this was the factory tune, right? So I think the Trans Ams in '94 had 285 horsepower factory tune, and the Camaros had 275 factory tune, and the Caprices, the Buick Roadmasters, and the Cadillac Fleetwoods were all factory tuned to 260. Oh, it was 300 horsepower. Okay, I don't know why I was thinking 325. Maybe it was 1996. Maybe it was 95 and 96 when they had ODB2. But like I say, we were still kind of like crawling out of the dark ages of horsepower. But what's crazy, like today, like I got a couple buddies, they have modern. Uh, I don't know if I want to. We'll call them. Yeah, the hot hatchbacks. So I got a buddy. He has a 2002 Volkswagen Autobahn GTI. That little friggin' thing will snap 60 miles an hour in 5 seconds flat. It's got a manual transmission. It feels like there are so many modern cars right now that'll do that. That'll snap like 5 seconds flat, 0 to 60 miles an hour. In the 90s, like, that wasn't an overly common thing. Oh, hey, Big Rich, I just use God, I couldn't even tell you the model numbers of them. They're just cheapy Amazon cameras. It's hit or miss. But I couldn't tell you the model of them. I bought them a while ago, a couple years ago. But what I look for when I get a camera is the field of view, the angle. So I want minimum a minimum 90-degree angle, field of view, and up. So I think camera one, I think it's 95. Its field of view is 95 degrees. I think camera 2 is 90. I do want a 120, but like I say, you really gotta find the stats because, like I say, it's a hit or miss. Oh yeah, man, Mark, the 80s were definitely the dark ages for horsepower. Oh man, yeah, I heard they were a lot of the Corvettes and the Trans Am's Camaros were slow from the factory, but nothing a few modifications couldn't fix. So definitely in the 80s, everyone was, you know, modding their V8s to get 400 horsepower out of them. But no, it's crazy what the modern cars like. I'm not a huge fan of modern cars. I think we're getting a little overboard with technology because it's becoming detrimental to the reliability of vehicles because we got too much tech in them. But in terms of how quick cars are today, it seems like majority of cars you buy from the factory are just as quick or quicker than, sports cars we had in the 80s or 90s. And yeah, you see a lot of you guys, would remember like the 80s pretty well because like I think a few of yous are a little older than I am. I'm 43. So I was born in 83, so I don't remember anything about that. But yeah, but you guys all, you did some mods to, you take your V8, you'd put a cam in it, rebuild the bottom end. You would do the lifters and everything. You would put headers on it. And then, you would get your muscle core horsepower that you'd want. And back in the 80s, it probably wasn't an arm and a leg to do it. And then if you were, street racing, you probably wanted your 410 rear end for drag racing and stuff, and some nice traction bars in the back. Oh yeah, Big Rich, and what I use for a computer is just my small gaming handheld. It's called the Republic of Gamers Ally X. That's my streaming machine. It's nice, small, compact, and has lots of power for a small little computer. Trying to think. Oh goodness, when I was like in my late teens, early 20s, I blew up my transmission twice until I decided this to properly take it to a gentleman that properly built my transmission for abuse. And then it didn't blow up again after that. So yeah, just keep that in mind there, Big Rich, when you want to get a camera. Just make sure it has a decent field of view. So 90-degree field of view or higher. I don't think you're going to get much higher than 120. But anything below like 90 degree, you might not, it's just not going to be wide enough. Especially if you're trying to get a good chunk of your layout in there. Oh, I think I gotta see here. BC Rail's catching up a little bit, so I'll slow them down a tad. We need Southern Pacific to get a little gap on there. Oh yeah, he's really barreling down, isn't he? There we go. There, now Southern Pacific should put a little gap on. Oh, make sure my headset's still on. Yeah, it's still on. Every now and again it shuts itself off. Because it's not detecting me playing a game. I don't really have a main railroad, Big Rich. I just kind of, when I got back into the hobby there, in late 2020, I just kind of, I just like colors, right? If I, if the paint scheme, if I like the paint scheme of the locomotive, like, I'll get it. So I don't really have any preference. Like, I like, I know, and the thing is, I like so many colors, and I just started, early on in the hobby, I just started buying locomotives and ended up with quite a bit of locomotives, and then I'm like, man, I don't got enough rolling stock, so, but, I, so over the course of 5 years, I got more than enough. So I don't need to, that, and I had to stop spending money on the hobby, because it was just getting too expensive, especially new locomotives. Like, and also I'm talking Canadian money too. So like, to buy a brand new locomotive, like you want something like me with a lot of detail. So, of course I'm gonna buy an Athearn Genesis, a Rapido, scale trains. I know I'm probably missing some of them. Broadway Limited, for example. So, that's going to run you in Canadian dollars, brand new. That's 400 to 500 maple syrups we're talking about. That's a crap ton of money. So so now if I want a locomotive, I go on the used market. I don't like buying them new. And and when I run my streams, I do my best to run a British train, a Canadian, and American, because we get we get gentlemen in here from the UK watching, and we get there's us Canadians that watch, but the majority of people that come in the channel, United States. So I probably have more United States. Well, of course, because there is more United States road names, but I have more United States trains than I do anything else. Now, what I really love about Broadway Limited is the smoke units. I love smoke. So I have their Blue Goose. It's not running at the moment. I'm waiting. They're sending me a new harness for it. So that's the harness tether that goes from the locomotive to the tender that broke on me. And I got a few Broadway Limited diesels. They're at my other place in town, my little trailer in Trailer Town. I got a tiny little like 4x6 layout. It's kind of cool actually the way I did it. I built it into a loft bed, so I got a loft bed there, and at my little trailer in town, mini home, whatever you want to call it. Like I say, we call it Trailer Town. So built a loft bed, and then put the, it's probably actually 4x6.5, right? I had to cut the 4x8 to fit the size of the loft, so I got the layout in the middle of the loft. But yeah, I got a couple Broadway limited Gevos that have smoke. Of course, the Blue Goose steam locomotive has smoke. Now the Flying Scotsman I'm running here, it has a water steam generator. It has an atomizer in it, but it broke, and I have to reach out to Hornby and figure out what they want to do. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to want me to send the locomotive in, or if they're going to send me a new atomizer part. But yeah, usually, British train, Canadian train, American train. And I have a nice Boston Maine train as well too. It's hard to see the other end of the yard because I don't have enough USB cable yet to get a third camera over on the other end, but we're getting there. Yeah, my N scale is just not running today. It's just the track is so dirty. Let me try and give it a little clean, see if I can get it running. So my N scale locomotive is both locomotives are Cato. So I got a Cato Rio Grande heritage unit, and then my other N scale locomotive is a CP Rail SD45. All right, let me try and give this just a little clean. See if I can get it running. It's very, like I say, end of the month. I should have enough money to get some Kato unit track for the N scale, and that'll solve all my issues. Because this stuff here, I don't know what brand name it is. I don't remember, but it is absolutely atrocious. It needs more maintenance than what it should ever need. I'm just trying to clean it a little bit here, and hopefully we can get it going. And I just got to be careful not to knock the trains over with my arm as they're going by. There, see what happens. I call my N scale, I call them Little Zippy. But N scale is definitely it's this like a little side project, like a very small side project. It's not going to be anything really that's going to come into a major fruition anytime soon. I would like it to, but the funding is just not there. Oh man, the track got so dirty. There, it might run a little better now. I got cleaned it up a bit. Alright, see if that helps. Alright, now hopefully I don't hit the throttle with me arse. Get this section cleaned. There, he's going. There, get this curve here cleaned. the other track, the other rail. There, that should be good enough for now. Keep them going. Yeah, that's what my their Lucky Ducky. That's what my HO scale track is. It's the Kato unit track. Oh man, I would love to have it Z scale, just to have it, but what I use for the HO scale, and they actually work. I can attest to them. I got the Walters track cleaners, so I got a CSX one. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but it's got the little track cleaning pad on the bottom. And for a quick clean, I can attest they work. They work great. And then I got a BC Rail is pulling the CN one. I actually forgot to take it off. Yeah, I would love to have the Rio Grande in HO scale. That'd be pretty epic. But yeah, those track cleaner box cars work. And if I have to do a deeper clean, old school alcohol wipes, right? Another thing that really works too, especially for me, is just your basic, like it depends on the texture, but I use wet wipes, baby wipes, whatever you want to call them. So the ones I get from one of our local grocery stores, the texture of them is in such a way where you're not going to get fabric stuck in between the rail joiners. And there's another one I like too. There's I don't have a package of it out here, but we have a store called Giant Tiger, and they sell like their brand name of alcohol wipes, and it's got a nice tight texture that will not get caught up in the rail joiners as bad as some other wipes I've used. I gotta keep an eye on the time too there, guys. I only got time for a quick stream today, so I got a little bit of time left. I just gotta make sure I didn't miss any messages. Let's see what I got going on here. Yeah. Alright. Oh, crap. Nope, nope. That's not where I want to go. Okay, get back in there. I just gotta go check and see if... I gotta run inside for a second there, guys. No, my daughter's still taking a nap. Oh yeah, you guys that are just joining into the channel today. So I didn't mention that this layout, it's all set up on our sun deck, which is pretty much the only spot we had in the house to do it. But it is a nice spot. It's got just enough room for everything. Now, unfortunately, in the winter time, it gets stupid cold in here, and it's really difficult to run trains. So in the wintertime, I don't do a lot of live streams out on the sun deck. But when I do, I'm not out here with it. I'm just in the chat. And I only have a few locomotives that can handle the cold. And they're some of my old Proto 2000 locomotives. Like my locomotive that runs the New York Central. That's an old Proto 2000 E8. And I also have an old Proto 2000 that runs the Union Pacific passenger coaches. Those locomotives, man, I don't know what kind of sorcery they're made out of, but we've ran those locomotives in negative 25 degrees Celsius, and they didn't miss a beat. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but it is pretty cold. But yeah, most of my locomotives, they will not. And those kind of temperatures, no. They glitch right out. And another thing with the cold too, when the wintertime comes, is the all the metal, cold shrinks all the metal parts in the track too. So the joiners, they're not as connected, so cold, affects everything. All at a microscopic level. Yeah, there are an HO scale. I think Broadway Limited. Yeah, it is Broadway Limited. They do make they make an ES44 AC for one of the Australian road names. I think it's BHP. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's a readily available one to find. BHP ore. I see that locomotive by Broadway Limited in HO scale for sale on the used market quite often. I forgot to toot the Scotsman's whistle. We'll give BC Rail a couple. That BC Rail locomotive, it's actually a CN Heritage unit. And Southern Pacific's volume is a little low. I don't have a lock sound programmer, so it's a little time consuming to get in and adjust the volumes on the lock sound decoders, just using your DCC controller. But I definitely have to get his volume turned up somehow. Well, at least for his horn, because it's not like super loud. See if we can hear it when he comes around. It's just really loud. There we go. Yeah, so that Flying Scotsman, that's Hornby's newest run of it, with the water steam generator that has an atomizer in it. But unfortunately, the atomizer stopped working. But let me tell you, I got if you go searching through some of my older videos, oh man, the smoke that comes out of that thing is crazy. It's all kinds of awesome. So I have. Oh, there. Thanks for letting me know. So yeah, the Scotsman, that's Hornby's newest run, and it has a water atomizer for a smoke generator. Unfortunately, it stopped working, so I have to reach out to Hornby and see what they want to do. But the if you look at some of my older videos a while back, you'll definitely see how epic the the Hornby smoke units are with the water atomizers. It's pretty cool. They can chuff. So I'll have to email them and see if I don't know if they're going to get me to take the locomotive back or send it back, or they're going to send me a new atomizer part. I have no clue. There, I just made them go a little faster. There, I'll slow them down for the camera a little bit. And the passenger coaches do light up, but we just can't see in the daylight. Yeah, I am on the east coast of Canada, province of Nova Scotia. Yeah, so it's because the way the gamma's set, I have the camera set to auto gamma. Like, so if I turn the camera down, we can see the outside a lot better, but we won't see the trains as good. So basically, like our home, we basically live. You can't, like I say, because of the way the camera's set up. If you could see the outside a little better, you'll see a body of water, and we live right on a body of water called the Northumberland Strait. It's worth a Google, but it's a beautiful area. I know California is really beautiful too. Like being on the coast is awesome. Oh, I gotta stand up for a minute and stretch. But yeah, I definitely had to. I had to get a flying Scotsman. You know, if you're gonna, I figured if I'm gonna, run a British locomotive, I gotta have the Scotsman. Oh man, bro, there's all kinds of spots to go fishing here. Um, just down the road a little bit, we have a dock where a lot of the fishing boats stay. Especially lobster fishing is really huge around here. Like, fishing is definitely a Nova Scotia thing. Ships in general. Like, our province is, like, big in the shipbuilding. Probably more so back in the day than now. Because we have, like, unfortunately, we have lost a lot of industry. Which is sad, but, I mean, it'd be nice to get some of it back. But yeah, Nova Scotia was, back in the day, like, was famous for shipbuilding. And back during the First and Second World War, our capital city of Halifax and the port of Halifax Harbor, was a major port in the First and Second World War. That's also worth if you're into like World War I and II history, especially when it comes to the Navy, you'll learn how important Halifax was for the war effort back then. Yep, it is the green version of the Flying Scotsman. I think they did him, like, I think during he was probably during World War II, he was probably painted either black or gray there for a little bit. Oh man, the Scotsman must be available for O gauge. I have some American steam locomotives too. My buddy George has one that he's attempting to fix for me. He was in the stream earlier, but he had to go to his brother's place. Um, so I have he has my old Bachmann, Class J 611. It has DCC and sound, but it's having some glitchy issues. It's having a gear problem or something, I don't know, but he's looking into that for me. I have a Bachmann. That's how I say Bachmann. I always say Bachmann. I have their 4449 Southern Pacific Daylight. I have him. What other American ones do I have? I have the Blue Goose, of course, by Broadway Limited, but he's broke down until the new wire harness comes for him. What other American ones do I have? Oh yeah, I have a Pennsylvania K4. I have one of those. I'm just trying to think, who else do I have? I think that's it for the American steam locos. British ones, I have a few. So I have the Scotsman. I also have Hornby's new W1 class, Hush Hush. That's got a water ionizer as well. It still works. I think I have more British steam than anything. I have Tornado. I have Blue Peter. I have Silver Fox. I have a Grizzly. I have, oh goodness, what class? I have a P4 class. And I have some Canadian steam. I have a 210-2. I forget what class it is, but it's a 210-2. I have a Canadian Hudson. Actually, yeah, I got two Canadian Hudson class locomotives. Uh, oh yeah, I got a couple British A4 classes. I got two British A4s there. You can see in the just on the video. I forgot about them. So I have a streamlined Hush Hush 464, and then behind him I have an A4. He's called Dominion of Canada. We have him in a museum here in Montreal. Yeah, I started off with, I mean, of course it's all preference. I had DC first, and then I converted over to DCC. And of course, that's another thing that makes, my locomotives more expensive is the DCC. So if you're gonna stick with DC, you're definitely gonna save a lot of money. Try, I'm trying to see on camera one how well we can see that little Rio Grande N scale. CP rail blocks a lot of them. Now sometimes with camera too, I actually have to go in and adjust the camera because it is a cheapy camera. It doesn't do good at auto adjusting the light. I do gotta check the time though because I do have to get going here soon. Yeah, 12. Oh, sorry, it's 2:30 p.m. my time. Yeah, I do gotta end the stream there, guys. I gotta get the car packed up because I got an hour drive to get into town. We're in the middle of boot nowhere out here, so the town there is that's about an hour drive. So I just want to say goodbye to everyone for now, and I hope you all have an awesome Saturday. And I usually do streams on Sunday as well, but where I'm gonna be in town, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stream on the little layout or not. I'll try and see what happens. We'll have to see what's going on. Oh yeah, you gotta you gotta get the bed. All right, we'll catch you next time there, Jim. And again, everyone, take care and thanks for popping in the stream. And I'll do my best to get a stream going on the little layout tomorrow. See what happens. All right, my friends, you all take care. Have an awesome Saturday, and I will catch you next time. All right, peace out, everyone.